damn it, fuck Kaden, man. He's been such a whiny boy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be so nasty. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of personal attacks at him when
Oh
he's not
no.
here.
How many of these are gonna make it in?
I don't know, but I'm mad at Kaden. I'm not happy with the little guy. I feel like we should talk about the subjects he'd normally want to talk. Like we're watching Scooby Doo right now. He's missing out.
Yeah, that's his show.
Yeah, you get instead. I'm here with you. Let me hit that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, Aaron? What's up, Aaron?
Not much. I mean, it's been a crazy week for me in my personal life, and then also just in
You
like
want to talk about that?
not in particular, no. But
Oh,
it's been a crazy week in my life. I mean,
lame.
we can talk about DMT if you want to, but it's about it. I don't want to talk about like other people.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy week in my life, and it's been a crazy week in just the world in general.
Uh, Aaron hung out with a bunch of homeless DJs and did DMT.
Homeless DJs.
Or what were they like Russian dudes?
No.
No, I'm sorry. How was DMT for you? Would you say?
It was interesting. So like the first hit I took, it was just like a weird, like I didn't really trip too hard or anything like that. I'd usually like only take light amounts of pretty much everything I do. Um, yeah. So like the first like 5 minutes after that first hit, I was kind of out, but like in my head, I went on like a 10-minute long like day. You know what I mean? Or like I did shit in my head like a normal day. It was just like 10 minutes long
What'd
in
you
my
do
head.
in the day?
It honestly felt like basically just like a dream state, honestly. I can't really quite remember, but it just felt like,
Dude, I was talking to Caleb about how I don't dream, and I apparently I talk in my sleep, so I
yeah.
do dream. I just don't remember them. So my
Yeah.
unconscious Carlos is very different from conscious Carlos. As there's two different people. I'm living a
Right.
separate life. I could have a wife and children in my dream world. I have no idea.
Yeah. No, so like when I took it, like those first 5 minutes, I had like just a normal day, and I remember it being like, I dream a lot, but I've never had like a lucid dream. But that was probably the closest thing I feel like I've had to a lucid dream, where I kind of felt aware that like something was off.
Mhm.
And then after that, I took like two small hits after that, and I didn't really feel like any of the effects that much, like any of the lucid effects, just kind of like the
Did you
happiness.
see the machine elves?
No, I didn't see any celestial entities or any waiting room or nothing like that. No.
I find it kind of funny how there's different like collective unconscious archetypes that we meet in DMT, and it happens to be like Keebler elves or fucking
Yeah.
a shadow man or
Angels. Yeah.
angels. Yeah, no, I feel like I heard this one story of a dude who like had an entire girlfriend every time he'd do DMT.
Yeah. I've heard of people having whole families like from heavy trips and shit. Which I mean, that's kind of what you're talking about earlier.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I had a huge ego death, and I essentially had this weird experience of like, walking through life, and it was my life, but then I was becoming older. I went to college, I had a girlfriend, I got a job, and I was like it's some touring act, either comedian or fucking musician, and it was kind of just that. And then I saw a different life where I was a murderer and I
Hmm.
was spending life in prison getting butt raped, and then I saw another life where I was doing the raping in prison,
Oh gosh.
and then there was one where I was the president, and I kind of just saw all of these different lives.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, dreams are kind of different, I feel like, because I think dreams are actually supposed to be just like recollections of your day or just like stuff you're thinking about, just like visualized in like your brain.
I don't know. I've seen different theories about what dreaming is. I've heard that it's like us trying to give just entertain ourselves and like give a reward for making it to the end of the day.
Hmm.
I've heard it's kind of a masturbatory act of like self release
Hmm.
of all of our different like creative hormones.
Hmm.
And then there's also like the unconscious stuff of it's your brain trying to warn you of possible instinctual events that could happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm sure it's
'Cause
different
like
for every person.
your girlfriend getting fucked by your best friend is instinctual.
Really?
Yeah. I think sadly, yeah, dreams like that or like where you keep let's say have you ever had a dream where in the dream you wake up and you missed work?
Oh yeah, all the time.
See that, yeah, that's an instinct. That's your body trying to protect you.
Yeah.
And instead, I think it could have started as us running away from tiger and we died a tiger and we wake up.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was just because I was so anxious and it was just on the back of my mind that I was thinking about missing work and that I didn't want to miss work.
So the subconscious.
So when I was in my dream, that back part of my mind was just brought to my dream.
You ever think of the phallic mother?
Not often, no, but you brought it up twice in conversation now.
Sorry, I was thinking of Carl Jung and Freud. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's kind of what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever run into the phallic mother in your dream, or do you ever run into the father and mother archetype?
I've never seen my mother or my father in my dreams.
Oh.
I've seen my siblings in my dreams, but never my mother or my father.
Ooh, what do you think? Do you have issues with your mommy?
No, she's a very sweet lady.
She made you like pizza rolls when you'd ask.
We didn't eat pizza rolls, but I mean,
You didn't eat pizza rolls?
no, that we.
What do you mean you didn't eat pizza?
Dude,
rolls?
my dad's a chef.
Okay, I'm sure he still wanted pizza rolls from time to time.
We would have an occasional hot pocket, I guess.
Okay.
But that wasn't until I was like 13, 14.
Your dad's a chef. I'm sure you had ramen in the house. Like there's just convenient stuff where he
Yeah,
can't,
I mean,
when
like,
he
he
can't
would-
cook, you know?
The only thing like with ramen is it would be like hey, your dad, like I was homeschooled, right? So my parents kind of had to teach me how to cook. So that was like one of the first things. Like, here's how you boil water to make ramen.
You're such a fucking weirdo.
So you can cook for yourself while you're at school and we're at work.
Wait, you were at school while they were at work?
Yeah,
You
I was
were-
homeschooled and both my parents had jobs.
So what would you do?
Just teach myself do my own homeschooling.
What?
I mean, well, all homeschooling.
Dude, I would have been raised by the TV and making the most nefarious
Oh.
pocket pussies ever.
all, all.
That's all. I would have became the craziest engineer.
Every single like homeschooler, like not every single one.
I
'cause
would have tried
obviously
fucking everything in the house.
I didn't,
Middle school?
yeah.
I'm alone for most of the
Yeah.
year, just
Um,
by myself with the internet.
Yeah.
Dude, I would become the biggest fucking what's the term?
Degenerate.
Yeah, just a degenerate. What's the term they use on stream now? A goober? No, what?
A goober. I
What?
have no idea.
I don't. A coomer.
Coomer, yeah.
What the fuck's a coomer?
Just someone who likes to jack off.
So a gooner.
Yeah.
No, well, a gooner would be the next level, but a coomer would be like a desperate.
I think
horny
well, I
guy.
think specifically when people are talking about a coomer, like they're talking about like the kind of guy who, just like lives in his parents' basement all day. You know what I mean? Like just
No,
doesn't
that-
do anything in life. Just lives in his parents' basement and like an older guy. Like it's a more specific.
So you're saying
description.
a coomer is like a 35-year-old man
Yeah.
that is within
Right,
because
like-
it's not just like a college.
Yeah,
kid.
like
It's not. It can't just be a
probably
college
like
kid.
Genshin Impact. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I still don't understand what Genshin is, and I don't want to. I don't even
It's
want to.
alright.
I don't want to.
It's
What
alright.
is it? A 3D RPG
just
or is it a
like-
side scroll top
You know, like
down?
Zelda Breath of the Wild, right?
Uh huh.
It's just like that, but with anime characters and a gotcha mechanic.
What's the gotcha mechanic?
Do you know what a gotcha mechanic is?
No.
Okay, so a gotcha mechanic is very popular with like a lot of Japanese games and a decent amount of Chinese games. It's essentially like the best way to make money. Most like mobile games use the same idea, but in specific, they're talking about rolling for characters, and like you pay a certain amount to roll for characters or items.
And it's
or
all just so you
skins,
can get hot chicks.
And it's all random, yeah. And like each one has like
And
its own value.
Oh, okay. So this is where the pedo stuff comes in.
No, I would say that's a different topic of discussion. Yeah.
Ah.
Because there's even like games that aren't even like anime that have like gotcha mechanics. Yeah.
No, I was saying with all the skins. I
Okay.
Fuck, I pulled off my little thingy of the mic.
Okay, the easiest gotcha mechanic that I can explain to you is the lottery,
Mm.
which it's a little bit more than that, but yeah, that's just like you pay to maybe
What made us?
win
Oh,
something.
we were talking about Coomers.
Yeah.
Homeschool. That's what we were on. What
hmm
did you do all day?
Well, I mean, that's what I was gonna say is that as long as you weren't raised by like weird religious people who like wanted to like homeschool you for those reasons, you know, I shouldn't call them weird, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Most homeschool kids that are like normal, they do like an online program, like K through 12 or
Yeah,
something.
I
Yeah.
that's kind of how
So
I
as long as
graduated.
my parents
But I
came
did it
home and
at
they
an
saw
alternative
all my
school.
check marks on my online school, that was good.
Yeah, but the part I'm saying is how the hell did you like dev- what did you do all day when you were not doing school? Because
Uh,
if I was homeschooled,
yeah.
I would never be doing education.
Yeah, no, so I definitely only did a little bit of education. My strat is I would wake up at like 4 a.m. and get it all knocked out, go to bed at like 8 a.m. and then wake up around like noon and like continue with my day. Because all my friends, they went to normal school and all my friends were like neighborhood kids, you know? And so I had like 3 hours to kill just like by myself. And so I did a lot of things. Like I would always like have a lemonade stand that I was like trying to make money with. When I was younger, I was like kid with the. I was really into playing with bugs.
Dude, they're already at the end of the movie. That's crazy.
I know. I was really into playing with bugs.
Of course, you were into playing with bugs.
Yeah, all my hobbies, I was very lonely.
Have
as
you
a
put?
child.
I feel like have you ever watched the Butterfly Effect?
Mm-mm.
The Nevermind. I was gonna say you're like the kid. You're like the Tommy character. He's the one that just like he's up and he plays with planes all day and he's homeschooled.
Yeah,
He just plays with planes.
yeah. I would. We had like these fields in our house where you could find like some fossilized shells. So I would always look for those. And then during the winter in those same fields, I would like get my airsoft gun and I would make like little snowmen. And then I just try and like I built like a
See,
army
that sounds
bunker.
cool as shit.
And
I
I would
don't
just
know
shoot
why
the
you
snowman.
guys end up so fucking weird. Why do homeschool kids? Is it
Because
just
we're
the
deprived of
socialization?
we're just deprived of social interaction.
But you were saying you'd get it's school because
Yeah.
I guess we were forced to socialize
Right.
all of school.
Yeah, yeah. And my parents like noticed that my social skills were lacking, so they had to put me back in school again.
Huh.
Yeah.
What was it like going back to school?
Well, I got lucky because my parents put me in like a charter school. So I went from normal. I went back to charter school, or I went to charter school come seventh grade, and my whole seventh grade class was about 12 kids. So we all kind of had to get along, you know. But it was like an arts focused school, and we all wore a uniform, and it was interesting.
You went to like Ant Farm or like
What-
Victorious, like
Yeah,
one of those
kind of like
schools.
yeah,
I always saw so in like Nick and Disney, they always made shows about like gifted schools
yeah.
where they really encourage these kids to become like great little minds.
hmm
And I was always in a public school where they were like, "You got it, kid," and they would just try to push you into either football or I guess like the local college.
hmm
And yeah, so I had a very different experience. Our music programs were always failing.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and I can definitely tell you with like a lot of my friends, even like in high school, because I went to like a high school that was a public school, but it had like an art program. You know what I mean? Like for like gifted art
Yeah.
kids. A lot of these gifted kids end up like becoming burnouts once they hit adulthood. It's like super common.
Damn, that is crazy. I guess I was just smoking weed, raising hell, burning stuff
Yeah.
down, meeting friends. So now I get time to keep saying I'm gonna go to the open mic. No, but I knew these one kids that were homeschooled, and their parents were super religious, and they
Yeah.
weren't allowed to swear, but they were fucking giant. Like I was 9 years old, and they were double my height, and they were only 11 years old. I think they easily were like 5'10", 6 feet tall, and I was a little 8 year old. But I would hang out with these kids, and they were like an intelligent autistic version of Tweedledee and Tweedledum,
Mm.
of where they would like bounce off of each other, and they weren't. I kept getting them in trouble for showing them Wayans Brothers movies. I showed them Scary Movie, and then Little Man and Don't Be a Menace, and their parents were like, "This is fucked up. You're showing them stuff with cursing. This is the devil." And I was like, "You guys are racist. You just don't like black people." And they were like, "No, you can't. They can't watch the superhero movies either." And I was like, "What? You guys are gay."
Yeah, I mean, it's more common now, I think, for especially with like the internet, for people and parents to just be like, whatever, watch whatever media you want.
hmm
But I mean, like back in the day, I mean, it was like rock music and Pokemon and like all sorts of stuff.
Eminem. That's the thing. I had an Eminem CD that I always wanted to play that my parents would say no.
Yeah. Um, yeah, my parents were never too bad about that stuff, honestly.
Lil Wayne was even worse, I think.
When I was around like 11 or so, like my dad would play God of War and he would let me watch.
It sounds like your dad was a nerd,
Not really. He was like
or
a
at least like a
casual nerd. He
or
was a
a
nerd when he was
normal
younger.
dude. He doesn't sound like a dad, like beer drinking, like oh give me here. Like instead, he's just like a normal guy.
He's
That's
just
a
like
dad.
he's an ex-hippie, ex-Buddhist, like
Yeah, he
isolationist, hates people, does IT.
ex Buddhist.
Yeah, ex-Buddhist.
What did he not like about it?
I'd have to ask him a little bit more about that, but I mean, he was basically cooking at this temple for a really long time. And essentially, like, he wanted to join the temple, but he was like 20, he was my age pretty much, so like 24. And the head Buddhist guy was like, listen, our youngest member's like 39. Like, you should go and come back. And so he did, and then he met my mom pretty much.
He went and got pussy.
Pretty much, yeah. And then, well, he met a different girl, had a different kid, then met my mom, then had a different kid. And then I entered his life too at that point as his stepson. And then
He went and lived.
yeah, and then he somewhere along the way he became Christian. So, and like it's interesting because like
That's funny.
as he did hate us.
To find Christ in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, no kidding. But like as soon as I turned 18, he like stopped caring what I said, which is very nice. But like as a kid, he would even like yell at me for saying obviously like the word hell. Like if I were like hell yeah, he would be like don't say that word, or like don't like oh god. Like he would hate when I said that, which like you've heard about those before. But one that always confused me even as a kid was when I would say like oh that sucks, and he would be like don't say that word. I'm like sucks what? So I can't like what do you do to a lollipop like?
So did you play a lot of video games then, or when did you get your first console? Because you're a huge fucking Nintendo nerd. Like
Yeah.
you're a professional Smash player.
Like ex-professional Smash player.
X, my bad,
Um,
retired.
yeah. So I think I got my first video game console was a Game Boy from my older brother who he gave me it one day, as well as with Pokemon Leaf Green and some other games too. But I think I had that for like a year. My parents saw how into it I was, and then they got me an original DS when that around that time it came out. And then I think another year or two after that, we got a Wii for the family. Maybe like 2 or 3 years. I'm not quite sure. We got a Wii for the family, and
What
then
what did Smash? Were you the type of were you player one always type kid?
no, I didn't start really playing Smash until I was like 16, 17.
No, what I mean, or when did you start playing games with friends, or like did you not have the split screen?
yeah,
experience?
yeah. So no, my split screen experience was a little bit different. So ever since I was like 8 years old, I was always into Pokemon because of that Game Boy, and so I would always go to like this Pokemon like thing event that would happen every week at Griffin Games and a comic store. And basically, I kept going to this comic store every week, and I would just like make friends around my age, or like people who were like a few years older or younger than me, just other nerds. And then we would like play the video games together, play the card games together. Then I would get into like Magic and like the other games too at the comic store, and I just started doing more stuff there. But yeah, I would say like that's kind of how it started, and then those guys are the people who got me into Smash. So
There was no nerd culture around me.
yeah.
There was one comic book store, and Kaden said he had a different experience, but the guy was a fucking drag. I would try to go in there and talk comic books or talk video games, and he would just not. He wouldn't care. He would
Yeah.
just be like looking on his phone and stuff. And he was like an old 50-year-old dude.
Yeah.
And all of my friends were just normal stoner himbos, just like just so I I was kind of the lone nerd just on my own reading comics,
Dude, you know how
playing
many?
video games. I feel like everyone video games aren't that nerdy.
They no, not
Or
anymore.
and even tabletop games, depending on what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
If it's Magic, if it's Pokemon, I think that's not that nerdy.
Yeah.
But if it's if you know Warhammer or if you know how to play D&D and you've made a character sheet, that's kind of nerd status.
I would say D&D is less nerdy than
Magic?
Pokemon or Magic. Yeah.
What?
I think D&D is way more normal.
I don't think so. I think it's such a hobbyist form. It's at least geek shit.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot more people who aren't into nerd stuff that get into D&D through their friends than people who get into like Magic or Pokemon through their friends.
Maybe.
I think there's a lot more people that only have one nerd hobby, and that's D&D.
I'm going to a Renaissance fair this weekend.
Hell yeah. I love Renaissance fairs.
I don't know what to do. My girlfriend asked me if I was gonna dress up for it, and I was
should.
like, I'm gonna wear shorts and a t-shirt.
No, you should dress up. Dress up and
It's
play
gonna
a
be like
character.
93 degrees.
So dress lightly. Okay, so when I went, me and my
How do I
friend.
get one of those gay French shirts, those poofy ass pirate shirts?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just look like a fuckboy pirate, like bare chested.
I need a haircut.
Yeah, I got scissors.
Yeah. I feel bad. I haven't gone to my barber in so long. I could go to you. It would be free.
But I will say with Ren fairs, so the last one that I went to, which was to be fair the only one I've been to.
Oh, is that what Ren fairs are?
Yeah, Renaissance Festival. Ren Fair.
Oh, I've heard people talk about those, and
Yeah.
like Jenny
Never
Nichols.
connected that.
Yeah, and I've never connected that.
So my first Ren fair, I went as a I was dressed up as a pirate, but I acted like a knight, and my friend was dressed up as a knight. In opposites. Yeah.
How the fuck does a knight act? How the fuck does a knight dress if you don't have knight armor?
Well, I just had like the cross thing, and oh no, I was dressed up as the pirate.
Yeah, what did
just had,
he
like,
wear?
I don't know. He just had like a gray T-shirt and then like a white little like cloth thing around him with like a. Sorry, I need to talk into the mic. With like a white little cloth thing around him, like a cross on it, and then I think he had like some brown pants with some chains dripping off of them, and a sword. And
We gotta go fucking. I
Yeah.
gotta go thrifting.
the thing is, he had a knight helmet. That was the big thing for his costume.
I don't have a knight helmet.
Yeah.
It's masquerade theme or I don't remember the other. There's two themes.
Yeah, but they're fun.
Is there the big chicken legs?
Oh
The
yeah,
turkey
of course,
legs?
of course, yeah.
Are those chicken or turkey?
Turkey.
Okay, yeah, chicken legs. You
Yeah,
get
of
that
course
bit?
they have that. Of course they have good beer too, and a lot of it's super fun. A lot of little vendors too. You can buy some incense or some costumes or some fun stuff. Some local artists, or not local because they're traveling, but some artists there, and just make sure to like look at the times for everything before you go, because like there's like jousting, and like the one I went to, they only did jousting from like 8 a.m. to like 12 p.m.
Interesting.
So make sure you catch like all
interesting.
the live events that happen too.
That's honestly pretty cool.
I bought a really cool sword that I actually gave to my sister. It was only like $40, but like you would have looked at it and been like, it was like metal, and it was like legit. It's like you would have thought it was like 200. Sorry, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
like that sword over there is like $40.
Yeah, no, that one was metal, and had like it would move like a snake tail.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wish I had a photo of it, but yeah, they're super fun.
Was it a rapier?
No, it was just some kind of gimmicky sword I wouldn't even know the name of.
Huh. But you've been playing. We've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. I've been kind of
Oh,
big brothering you through it, kind of just like.
big brothering me or like army coaching me?
Yeah, no. I've been making you do like sets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like go practice your reps.
Yeah, gee, it's been brutal. This man is passionate about his Elden Ring.
I just in anything I can when I get my hyper focus on, I just turn on this part of my brain that makes it so that's all I care about.
Yeah.
It's the ADHD superpower in me of when I care about something, I really do care.
Now, if only that one thing was an Elden Ring, right?
Right? Yeah. If I cared about this podcast more, I guess.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. That's why I'm so mad at Kaden. I'm
Mhm.
so mad.
Let that anger fester, just like you're losing to a boss.
Dude, I can't fucking beat Radon.
Caden is that boss, all right?
I've died like 300 times to Radon. I've
Uh.
changed my build like 4 times.
Is there such thing as max level, and are you at the max level?
That's gonna just take so long of just rune grinding.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want to go beat the final boss either because I'm on a new playthrough.
That's like the Elder Beast, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And that makes it so rune farming is a little bit easier, but it kind of it's not worth it.
Hmm.
Is what I'll say. I don't want to get like 30 million points just to go up 50 levels.
right.
Cuz max level is 999.
Oh,
think,
so it
yeah.
really is like crazy high
Yeah.
numbers. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that it's like 30 million in upgrade.
Wow.
So
yeah.
it gets absurd. At that point, you just need to mod. If
Right,
you're doing
yeah.
new game plus 7 and you're trying to max out your character, which also there's caps for everything, so it's not even that. How is your experience with Elden Ring so far?
It's been fun. I like just kind of exploring and trying to find my own thing, especially because I feel like you showed me exactly where like all the good stuff was and like how to rune farm a little early. So like now there's all like this early game stuff that is like kind of a breeze, and I'm trying to find like the like the end of the early game stuff that's like a little bit more where I'm at.
Yeah, you're about to be in the Kaled section. You just beat Ronala. I beat her. You would not have been able to beat her.
Yeah. So I'm playing like though I picked a magic build where I'm only using like magic spells and stuff like that because I played Skyrim and Oblivion. I like Oblivion better. But I played
Based.
Skyrim and Oblivion, and the magic systems just suck in those games. And I thought like this game was probably the most comparable thing that I've played since I haven't played like a Soulsborne.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played like other open world games before, obviously, but
Have you played any other JRPGs? And people would be getting
oh
mad
yeah,
if I call it
of
a
course.
JRPG.
I played
but
some Final Fantasies. You know, I've done stuff like that.
Is the combat in those similar?
No, it's not similar at all.
No. Does it look similar to Nier? I've been playing a lot of that.
Honestly, I haven't been paying too much attention to the combat when you're playing.
That's so fair.
It-
Have you started watching the anime for Nier? Nier
No,
Automata.
I have not, dude. There's so many like decent animes this season that I'm just like, I don't know which one to drop and which one to watch right now.
I'm watching Nier. I'm playing it, and I'm watching JJK.
Hey, tell me when you get to season 2. I would love to watch those episodes with you.
I'm on like episode 5 or something.
Oh gosh, season 1 is everyone.
There's too many names at this point in anime. I'm supposed to. What's the
Sukuna,
whose body does he take over?
Yuji's the main character.
Yuji?
Yuji Itadori, yeah.
Itadori?
Yuji Itadori, yeah. You can call him either.
Okay. How does Japanese language work? What is his first name, Yuji or Itadori?
So I believe his first name is Yuji. His last name is Itadori.
And it's like Spanish, where in English we think they're speaking backwards, but that's just how they conjugate.
So
correct?
it's so it's everything about the Japanese language. It's all about different levels of how you know that person.
So why does Kafka in Kaiju number 8?
Yeah.
He normally says Kafka Hibino.
Yeah. So
But then people will call him Hibino mostly.
yeah. So it's a respect.
But
thing.
then also he'll get called Hibino Kafka sometimes.
Yeah. So you call people.
Hibino Kafka.
You call people by their family names first. So like for me, you call people by their family's names first. So like Yuji Itadori, right?
Mhm.
Itadori would be his family name. So that's why if you were just to like, greet him normally, you'd be like. And then there's like San Tan. I don't really know how.
Oh, so
those
it's like
work.
clan names, like
Yeah, but like that. That's like
if
another.
I'm sheep fucker clan.
It's like a different. No, not clans.
They'd be like, "Hello, sheep fucker."
No.
Well,
not
no,
at all.
because that's like how last names come about.
Oh.
Is if like I'm from an area where
Yeah,
we
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
sheep a lot. the common name would be like sheep fucker. That would be the
Right.
common last name. So then I go to somewhere else where it's like knife maker,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Hello, John Knife Maker.
Right. Right.
I'm sheep fucker."
So that's like if you're trying to address someone like normally.
uh,
But if you know them like friendly in a friendly way, then you address them by their first name.
and then I'd be like, "Hey, John,
Yeah.
stop calling me sheep fucker."
But yeah, and then there's all these like suffix. I don't know if you would call them a suffix, but like there's all these ending words, san, tan, all that. I don't really know how those work.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Where there's words I hear a lot.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, is that a common word like or, then, or the?
Yeah.
Or is that a conjugation that's common like the way we put like?
No, it was super confusing to me with like all the shows that were like more realistic situations, because like in One Piece they call him Monkey D. Luffy. No one goes around calling him Monkey. Everyone just calls him Luffy. Imagine if they went around calling him Monkey.
Because that's like his.
That's his first name, yeah.
His first name is Monkey, or
Yeah,
is
his
it
first name. Or no, no.
is it a nickname or
Actually,
a
I'm not
title?
quite sure because
Is it a title?
I might. No, I think Monkey might be his last name actually, because Dragon D Monkey, whatever. Now I'm
Dragging
forgetting
these
what
balls all
I can't remember what Dragon's last name is, but yeah. Anyways. But then like, does Goku have a first and last name?
Son Goku.
Yeah. Does people call him Son?
No, well, he's named Goku because that's the name Gohan gave him, and I'm pretty sure Gohan had a son who
Right.
died named Goku.
Yeah.
But his name is Son Goku. I don't remember, but Grandpa Gohan named him Goku when he was a
Right.
little baby. His real name is Kakarot.
Okay. Huh.
So his real name is Kakarot, but he goes by Son Goku.
Gotcha.
And everyone calls him Goku.
Right. I think the way that I was able to kind of figure it out was with Bleach, because that was like one of my first shows.
Yeah.
And the main character is like Ichigo Kurosaki, and so like like when he's in like
I like trying to learn languages just by
Yeah.
figure it out as a puzzle instead
Yeah.
of just actually taking it seriously
I
and
know,
learning
right?
a language.
But like when he's in like the normal world, everyone call him like Kurosaki. But then whenever he went to like heaven, basically that's where it takes place. They would call him Ichigo. So I was always like,
What
that's
the
weird.
fuck is the plot of Bleach? It feels like
Oh, yeah.
everything is demons. I'm always so confused.
Yeah. So it's about basically.
Is it a ghost one or a demon
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So it takes place in our world basically, and it takes place in like 2002 or three, whatever. And the idea is basically there's just shadow monsters that exist in the world that we can't see, and there's basically like this heaven-esque area where they send like grim reapers down to Earth that we also can't see, that essentially have to defeat these demons by either sending them to heaven or hell.
Huh.
And the main character can see ghosts but has never seen like one of the reapers before, and then all of a sudden stuff happens and he becomes a reaper, and then he's like a human reaper who is like between both worlds. But then there's like other races and other things going on too, because like
So, like, what's the mythology? What's the hook? If, like, why do people find it deep or profound? Or is it not? Is it just cool fights?
no, it's definitely has like deep moments and stuff. I would say there's definitely deeper shows out there.
Like, for example, with Berserk, obviously cool, edgy, dark fantasy, but then it has extremely deep world building that has occult themes and
Right.
Nietzschean, and like it's essentially pulling from philosophy and
Yeah.
mythology.
Yeah.
While Chainsaw Man is pulling from Carl Jung, and
Yeah.
it's just trying to represent the collective unconscious in a really cool way.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what would you say the hook in Bleach is? Or like, what is the gimmick? What's the thing that the manga artist just flipped on its head?
I mean that I have to think about that because it is such like an old series. It really like has inspired so many things nowadays.
What the fuck is domain expansion?
Do you want to talk about which one do you want to talk about? I can
Is
explain.
that a thing in multiple shows?
No, domain expansion is in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Or my first question?
Just Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, are you saying which one do you want to talk
Yeah.
about? My first question or the JJK?
Yeah.
We'll go with the first question, then we can go
Okay.
to JJK.
Bleach, it's kind of interesting because like the main character, you know how like every character, Luffy wants to be the pirate king, Goku wants to be the strongest. Like every character kind of has a goal.
Guts needs to kill
Yeah,
Griffith.
yeah. Asta wants to be the Wizard King. Naruto wants to be a Hokage. Um, Ichigo doesn't really have a goal other than just wanting to protect the people around him.
Based. What would you say? Oh, what was the anime I just thought of? Damn it. What would Vagabond's goal be? Just also be the strongest?
I have not gone through Vagabond, but isn't that one like a political drama with like war and stuff? Oh no
It
no Vagabond. Oh
That would be
no
so
Vagabond. Yeah,
dumb.
no, I'm thinking of a different show. No, Vagabond is about redemption, right?
It's a samurai, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
kinda,
isn't
yeah.
that the whole point? Is about redemption?
Kinda. I mean, from what I've seen, it just seems to be like a really cool representation of the muse and stoicism.
Yeah, I mean, he hate.
You know what I mean by
Yeah,
the muse, right? It's
yeah,
kind of like an artistic representation of the unconscious, where it drops all of the Carl Jung speak and instead talks about how there seems to be this soul or godlike voice that speaks through us and gives us inspiration.
definitely. I'm sorry. It's hard to me to relate like these big philosophy things to an anime
What?
unless like it's really obvious.
Like, which ones do you think make it really obvious?
Um, I think Berserk makes it really obvious. I think that's like
You haven't watched or read Berserk.
I mean, I've watched YouTube like
No,
summaries
I
pretty
know. I'm
much.
fucking
Yeah.
with you.
But I mean, like that one's really like obvious, especially with just like how much it's like imagery they use. And then I think there's like our Devilman Crybaby. That's another one.
So is that different from Devil May Cry?
Yeah, that's a
Those are
video
different things.
Yeah.
I thought one was the video game of the other.
No, they're different series.
Oh shit!
I think Devilman Crybaby. It comes from a series called Devilman, which I think is from the like early '80s.
I'm pretty sure that is one that is inspired by Berserk. That a lot of people say if you like Berserk, you should read that one.
I think you should watch the Netflix show. It is fantastic, and it's only 13 episodes.
It's only what's it about? Oh, we hit the fucking credits and Scooby Doo.
I don't want to spoil too much, so I'll just go past for episode 1. But it's about this 2 kids who are childhood friends, and you should just watch it. Honestly, you should go in blind. I think it's
No,
best.
no. Tell me the premise. I'm putting
Okay,
God's
it's
up
kind of hard. Okay, so because it changes so fast because it's only 13 episodes, so like the story shifts quite a bit. But just in episode 1, these 2 childhood friends meet. This guy is like a crybaby, and the other one's like this like gangster dude, kind of. I mean, like professor gangster, like Indiana Jones type dude. And essentially they end up going.
Professor.
Yeah, there's
Gangster
nudity and a lot of gore and stuff in it. And they go to this rave, and they're going to this rave because apparently people are becoming demons at this rave, and
based. Is it a cult
yeah,
type
it's
demons
like cult,
or
like
is
cult type demons, yeah.
so that this is what I kind of find cool about Japanese stuff is it does, or at least manga, I shouldn't just say Japanese, but um manga in general seems to be really into esoteric and occult themes, and I really like that. Meanwhile, over here in America, demon just means like hell,
Yeah.
oh, burning, or like a red guy that kills stuff. And I like how it makes it a bit deeper. But what were you saying? Is it kind of like a ritual in that sense of like an occult ritual?
Right. So essentially, the other guy, the Indiana Jones type dude, kind of like ends up trying to summon demons by like doing kind of a ritual thing at this like cult, like this party going on at this rave. And that leads to like people getting stabbed, and then all of a sudden that makes demons like come out of people, and then the whole idea is that like any person could be a demon, you just don't know until like they pop. And the main character, who's like this crybaby dude, ends up becoming a half demon, half human guy, and then they go around trying to hunt down other demons.
Hmm.
But it ends by episode 13, and on episode 13 the whole world gets blown up.
Just made me think of Jennifer's Body for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any succubi anime that aren't gross? Like
Yeah, there's like a succubus and
that aren't super horny.
I mean, isn't that the whole gimmick of a succubus?
You know what? You got me there. Never mind. I don't think I want to watch
There
it.
is one in
Is there any big ones? I guess I should say, because I was thinking of Jennifer's Body, and that's kind of the vibe it was giving me of like a sacrifice to become this like weird demon.
Yeah. You need to watch it because like there's other stuff that goes on. It's quite interesting.
When's the last time you watched that movie?
Which one?
Jennifer's Body.
Never.
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 Yeah, watch that. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's one of Megan Fox's best.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. What was your other question from earlier too?
Oh, what the fuck is domain expansion?
Yeah, so the idea is it's basically like once you reach like a certain level in Jujutsu Kaisen of like power or whatever, then you can basically use domain expansion and you basically get like you summon like an arena around you, like a bubble, and you fire off an attack that will always hit the opponent because they're in the bubble.
I saw this meme of Sukuna.
Yeah.
He suddenly just appears and he's like, "What the fuck's happening?" And then Kermit's there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hello, Sukuna," and he
Yeah.
goes, "Domain expansion."
In the swamp.
Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah. No, domain expansion is just like a powerful technique thing they do, and yeah. It's alright, I guess. I don't know. It's not my favorite power gimmick ever, but
Interesting. I heard about something called Y'alternative, and I wanted to talk about this with Kaden, but he didn't show up today, so I'm
No,
going to talk
he
about it
didn't.
with you. It's essentially the idea of Southern kids that grow up super, y'all, and redneck like. They sometimes turn into alternative kids and emo kids, and they end up either completely like detaching from their southern identity, or they become a modern like archetype or new fad. I said that with a fucking accent. But it's called Y'alternative, where it's like it's a cowboy, but he's got a septum piercing and he's covered in tattoos, and he listens to like the Strokes, and
I feel like there's a lot of those people that don't even start off as cowboys.
it's deeply connected to like folk music and how like
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of country plus alternative.
I feel like that's a lot of millennials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a newer thing that essentially millennials are kind of claiming is Y'alternative, where it's like, yeah, I fuck my cousin, but I do like Hall & Oates.
I mean, I won't lie. Rodeos are fun.
Rodeos are the shit.
Yeah. No,
You can get a corn dog.
cowboy stuff is fun.
I do like cowboy. I like wearing cowboy hats.
Yeah.
I like
I just think
the
making it.
vibe of cowboys.
Yeah, yeah. No, honestly, I was gonna say that I think making it your identity is weird, but honestly, it's not even the weirdest thing you can make your identity.
Just start watching Yellowstone all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I moved on my parents' farm for the first time, and I was like 17, and I was asking some just people my age like what they do, and they're like, "We go to Walmart and we go mudding." Like that's what you do for fun? Like, yep, or we drink. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I think as much as I want to talk shit and say that that's a too simple form of a life, I think they're just happier than me.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It depends. Depends on the one. I don't know. There is a lot of like depression in like those towns too.
Are you depressed, Aaron?
I was, yeah, at one point in my life.
Why?
I just felt like I didn't have anything going on. But I don't really want to talk about this on the podcast.
I was gonna make fun of you, but you leaned away.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I feel bad sometimes when I make fun of you, but I also feel like you deserve it.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like you've done something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some sins you must atone for.